Hello and welcome to another Retro Crazy. Not so retro this time, however. This is my Samsung Galaxy Alpha, the G850 model I believe it is, and when it was released it was Samsung's flagship smartphone, the first to come with a CNC'd frame. Now when I upgraded quite a while ago, the phone became redundant and my father at the time was looking for a phone, so I passed the phone on to him. Unfortunately, my father being my father and his record with glasses and phones being what it is, it didn't even last 2 months before, as you can maybe tell from what you can see, it got dropped. Now, even though it was in a protective case and it had a screen protector on it, he managed to drop it and smash the screen. You can see all the spider's webs through. Now, to the best of my knowledge, if I switch this on, it should be powering up. There is zero display. However, what I do find is that on checking I am getting sound and it is still charging. So I'm hoping it's nothing more than the screen that's gone. Now, modern bonded screens, what do? Most people, hand it into somewhere to get fixed. That costs an arm and a leg, or throw it away and get an upgrade or claim on your insurance or whatever. However, a quick trip to eBay got me a replacement screen. Now I went for the cheapest screen I could because obviously it's an old phone now. This cost about £30. It's not the right colour, but it is the same screen. So I'm going to look and see if I can fit this onto the damaged one and get it running. So the first things you need to do is make sure you take the backing off, which I've already done. The battery is actually plugged in now. I think this is powered up. You can't really tell, but I'm just going to pop the battery out. I was using a spare battery as a stand to stop the lovely screen glare from the lights. So I'll quickly tell you the process I'm going to use to replace this. Hopefully the only tools I'm really going to need are a blade of some shape, form or description, a pry tool so that I can actually get this off, and I need to remove these 2 screws. That hopefully is all the tools I need. So I'll start off by removing these 2 screws. I'm then going to use hot air just round the edge where the glue is, and that's to try and soften the glue so that I can actually start prying up the damaged screen so I can look at replacing it and getting it out. Now, it's important to note where everything is. First, your cheat's way with any screen that you're replacing is have a look at the existing one. Now this one has the main connector here, which means when you flip it over, we've got the main connector sat here. We've got the 2 buttons, which are here, and then the cutout goes round the main home button. So I need to make sure that when I open this, that I effectively break the seal all round and then make sure I've disconnected the LCD, lift it to then make sure I can carefully remove anything that's attached here on this LCD before I can then plug this in, do a check, make sure everything's fine, and stick it down. Sounds simple and straightforward. Never done it before. Don't even know if the phone is actually fully functional underneath here, whether it's just the screen, but let's find out. At this point I should point out that I will be using my reworkstation, and I'm going to be using the hot air gun itself to heat the screen. Now I've set this to 100 degrees. I'm not looking to melt this, but you should be able to use a hot air gun or potentially a hairdryer set to its hottest setting. What you're trying to do is just soften up the glue enough that it will become malleable and you'll be able to pry everything up. So let me set this to the side and let's get cracking. Okay, I'm in enough now that I can see the edge connector for the screen, so I'm just going to pop that. That's now what's left of the damaged screen away, so that can go to the bin. We'll clean this up in preparation for the new screen. Now that's all cleaned up, next it's to connect the screen and see if the phone actually works. We do this before we use the adhesive, otherwise we've wasted a screen. Okay, the battery's flat, but I've got a display. Excellent, excellent. Right, now I need to pop the battery back out, remove the protective plastic, stick everything down, put on the remaining 2 screws, charge the battery and see if we have a fully functional phone. So this has now been charging for a short while. It was sitting about 7%, 8%. I'm going to try and power it on at that and we'll see what happens, see if it works. Well, touchscreen's working, you can see the reaction. Swiping works. And home button works. Does the volume. Shouldn't have been affected. Excellent, everything's working. So, there we go. You don't have to spend an absolute fortune to get a very good old phone back up and running. There you go. So, thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful. It does mean that other phones of a similar style you can also attempt to replace the screen because they should all be fairly similar. Well, there you go. I'll just hide that and see you on the next Retro Crazy.